Hi guys, so the cover that you're about to hear is a cover from Hide and Seek, a song by Imogen Heap, and I have been practicing this cover for a while, like a while. I tried it first on my guitar, connected to my voice live with a gospel choir effect. Then I got a piano, yay news, and I tried it out with like a talkbox effect. Somehow that makes the sound fade a little too quickly, you know? So let's first explain. A voice live is like an effect machine, and the effect that I have selected is gospel choir. So what I did was I set each voice of the choir to a natural play, which means that if I play a certain chord on my piano, it changes the harmony depending on which notes I'm playing. So that's very handy, very beautiful. But I really wanted this to be an a cappella cover because I think that's just beautiful. And what I did was I decided to turn off the volume of my piano. I turned it off on the piano, I turned it off on the dual capture, but it still picked up the sound through my voice live. So natural play still works without hearing the piano, and what this does is it creates like a blanket of voices. Instead of piano or guitar, you just have the harmonies that are like the instrument, and I really love it. I love the sound of it. It took me a while to figure it out because like the bass voice is a very unnatural sound. What did you say? But I really wanted it there in some parts because it adds such a warmth to the voices and makes them thicker. Whereas if I turn that sound off, which I also did for a few parts, so there's 3 voices left, and that makes like this high, very angelic sound. Also very beautiful, but I want to make sure that every part fits in properly, and I kind of did it. I kind of worked it out. The solution was that I had to keep my voice live tree on my lap, and I had to turn buttons as I was playing and singing, but it worked out fine for now, until I learn how to master it. Until I mastered it properly, this is how it's gonna be. Also, before I started playing and singing, I made a loop of the part where she sings "Ransom notes are falling out your mouth." Ransom notes keep falling out your mouth. Mid sweet talk, no paper words get out. Speak no feeling, no, I don't believe. You don't care a bit, you don't care a bit. So that I could sing through that. I did 4 voices for the verses because I wanted that warm sound. Then I did 3 voices for the chorus. And since the chorus is higher, it's a nice effect to have the voices go up as well. Turned off harmony altogether for the hide and seek part. And for the what you say part, that was the most difficult one for me to film and to record. Because what I did there was I sang what you say. Then I played the second chord with this hand. This hand had to turn the 4th voice off. This hand played the other chord and then turn the voice back up. It's easier to do than it is to explain, but in the moment you just hope everything goes right because I can't edit anything at all. So whatever you hear, I can't put any effects on that through GarageBand because I don't know how, I'm such a noob. But any effect you hear is generated with my voice live tree, by which I mean the recording has to be decent. I can't take a part out of one recording, put it into another. I don't know how without having like a gap or hearing that you put another track there. I did use a hard tune effect for this, so what people would normally describe as auto-tune, but a little bit more extreme. Actually, auto-tune is very subtle and you barely hear it, while hard tune is very extreme and it's like the little sound that is used in Believe by Cher. The reason I used it here was for the hide and seek, because you glide through a note and it lets you hear like different steps. People often tend to like more natural sound, less electronics used in it. And that's understandable because they think that is how your voice is supposed to sound and not with adding all these electronic weird things. And it's not necessary. Why don't you keep your voice pure? I think I have a more open attitude towards things like that and experimenting with different sounds in certain songs. Especially in this song, the way Imogen Heap uses electronics and adds that to her voice, just it really gives the emotional aspect of the song a real boost. And like I kind of mentioned before, I really like the contrast between the very strong emotional full sound in the verses and then like a very light angelic sound in the chorus. I really love the way she sings oily marks appear on the walls, because it's just there, she just throws every emotion in there, and it just gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, because it sounds very powerful. She sings that part a little bit louder than the previous verse, creating a difference in dynamics and giving the harmonies a boost, and thus giving the emotions a boost. It makes it sound more serious and you can literally feel her energy. It's so beautiful and I just love it so much. I think vocals like this that are more advanced with technology take some getting used to. Just like listening classical music does. If you don't think about the music and analyze it, you don't really understand it, and you just hear the melody and you think, oh, that's a nice classical song. Those are usually cliches, like let's take the Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. If you ask any classical musician, they will say, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's a cliche. Like, it's the first song every pianist wants to learn. Why? Because the melody is so beautiful. But if you actually start studying classical works, the way you listen the first time, it's very superficial and you listen to the melody. It's like when you hear someone talking, you hear that they are talking to you, but you can't understand what they are saying. So once you start really analyzing classical music, you start realizing how much effort and intelligence it took to write something like that. That actually causes you to appreciate the art more. And I think it's kind of a similar situation when artists want to integrate electronically generated effects into their vocals. Like in pop songs, there is a ton of editing going on, but it's very subtle. It's like people who put on like a ton of makeup to create a natural effect. And we all know there's not much natural about it when you have like foundation, highlighter, concealer, primer, wrong order. And I think Imogen Heap just is preparing the world for more electronically generated music, if that makes sense. Like, we created this music specifically for electronical effects. I do think Hide and Seek is one of the most accessible pieces in this area, and it can really pull people in to discover more of this type of music. This song in particular, when it comes to lyrics, Imogen Heap is a genius. Talking about genius, if you want to know what a certain lyrics of a song mean, you should go to like genius.com, I think it is, and they explain songs so well. And Hide and Seek also, and it's just a beautiful story. Like, the first time you hear it, you think, what the hell? This is such a weird song, it doesn't make any sense. And then when you actually listen to the lyrics, you think like, whoa, I just love it. I don't know, I just love it. Especially the lyrics are so beautiful. So sad. Like the first time I heard hide and seek, I was like, this is so weird, but I used to hear it and now I listen to it and I kind of hear the meaning of the lyrics, and honestly it's beautiful. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. I had to record it a ton of times today. A ton. There are a lot of noisy people in my neighborhood, but I am the noisiest. So guys, thank you for watching this video. So obviously one of the next videos will be the cover of hide and seek, and I hope you will enjoy it. Thank you for watching, guys. Bye guys, see you next time. Minuutje wachten, hè? Minuutje, kan schön gleich viel Brot. Hij kan geen klappen hoor. But ik moet nog niet wat. Stupid noisy people. I said the voices. I don't know how to explain it. But keep it on just a little bit on my duo capture. Like the first time you hear it, you think, what the bleep? So stay tuned, guys, and get ready. This isn't really bad, but it's here, so just gonna